So in this next section, we're going to take a look at something that sometimes is not given as much attention maybe, or for some reason you don't seem to hear people talking about it as much. And this is Jeet Kune's 5 ways of defense, which was the terminology under which I originally learned it. But since the idea of defense or being defensive isn't perhaps the most useful idea to promote. And so I've taken to calling this the 5 methods of counter-offense. So because that rightly indicates that it's your response to an attack. So this goes quite hand in hand with a lot of the other Jeet Kune principles, you know, the ranges of combat, the stages of combat, the combat distances, all these other things that you see on our video series. In this one, we'll try to make it a little bit simple in description also. So Carlos is going to come in and he's got pretty much one job, and his one job is to hit me with the big overhand right. So so his job is to connect with this big right hand. So we'll take a look at Jeet Kune's methods of counter-offense, or methods of defense. So the first one is distance. So literally, when he tries to hit me with that, I just put distance between the two of us. Now if the question is, was I successful in defending myself? Yes, because he didn't hit me. But if he happens to be a sneaky type fighter, and I don't know that he knows how to throw a lead leg hook kick, after I use distance, he might slide up and kick me with that one. So maybe distance isn't always the best thing to use in a situation. So we'll go up the ladder, and now we'll go to method number 2, which is block and hit. So now, instead of putting distance between the two of us, I do something which is instinctive in a lot of people, which is to cover your head. And then, if I have some training, now I know to cover here and hit back. So that would be like the classic John Wayne block, I guess you could call it. So it's like block and then hit. So the timing of it is 1 followed by 2. If we play with the timing, because as we go up the ladder of skill, then we're able to pull things off a little bit differently. So now instead of the 1-2 of block and hit, we go to method number 3, which is the simultaneous parry and hit. So the same structure essentially, but when he hits, I hit him directly at the same time. So it's not 1-2, it's 1 right off the bat. So that's the simultaneous parry and hit. In method number 4, and you'll see again that everything is connected to everything else. So in method number 4, we'll do this in slow motion so that you get the understanding of it. If he swings at me, and let me give you the name of it first, right? So method number 4 is evade and hit, right? So if I evade from this, and we do it in slow motion, if I move now, he can still get to me because he can see what I'm doing. So he might change mode, use that hand, maybe use that leg or whatever. So for evade and hit to be successful, I have to have, 1, confidence in my ability to time his blow. I've got to have my body in good balance, perhaps almost in the perfect position, so that if we go in stages, I don't move yet, not yet, not yet. Now is when I move. And so I can hit back, right, using evade and hit. So evade and hit is not as simple as distance. It's not as simple as block and hit. It's not even as simple as simultaneous parry and hit, simply because I don't use my limbs to engage his limbs. It's really just a matter of getting my body out of position, whether I snap back or sidestep to the outside, bob and weave to the inside, whatever it is. So evade and hit requires a higher degree of skill. Now we get to method number 5, from which the art of Jeet Kune actually derives its name. And this is the stop hit or the interception. Now, sometimes what I've seen, and this is something that could be up for debate. I've seen people demonstrate what we just did back in simultaneous parry and hit as the interception, because the idea is so let me give you my idea of what interception means. Interception means that you get there before your opponent does, right? And so if he swings at me with the rear hand, and I can time that, and I use my superior position of attacking him with the lead hand, then I cleanly intercept him. But if I wait until now to call that an interception, maybe, maybe not. To me, that's more of a simultaneous parry and hit. Interception, he moves, and I get there before he gets there, because I've got the superior timing, I've got the superior balance, I've got the superior positioning. Truth about interception, it's not the easiest thing in the world to pull off. Even though it is the method from which we get the name of the art, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to intercept every single time. And so I think that somewhat philosophically, the idea of intercepting, the idea of the stop hit, gives you the understanding that what it means in Jeet Kune sometimes is that you want to train to be able to operate at the highest level possible, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get rid of the other 4 methods. So once again, JKD's 5 methods of counter-offense: distance, block and hit, simultaneous parry and hit, evade and hit, and the stop hit or intercept.